Okay, in today's video we're just going to talk about using the joystick as additional function buttons. So by default the joystick on the camera, it essentially is used for, we can move things around, so we can move our focus point, and we can move some of the kind of tools on the screen as well with it when we initially put them on. So it sort of has that that function of being able to move our focus points and do a couple of sort of tidying up bits with tools on the screen. But its main its main function by default is for the focus. So we move left and right and sort of bring it around the screen just with our joystick, and then when we click the button it snaps it back to the middle. But for me, I really like this. The joystick as the sort of focus movement for me is really good. So I don't use this function feature for it, but if you find that you don't use this, you just tap to focus or you use touchpad focus, it could be a good option to repurpose this for more functions. I mean, we've been through everything pretty much now in this series. We've been through customizing the back buttons. I'll link to all these videos. There'll be a link up in the corner, and I'll just link the whole lot of them. So we did customizing the back buttons. We customized the front buttons on the camera. We've done other customizations for we did the C1 to C4 menu, so we've got all the customizations there. We also did the quick menu as well. So yeah, I'll link off to all this stuff, but if you still find yourself needing more options for kind of having shortcuts, you can use this joystick one. So what we'll do is, if we come into menu and then you want to be on the cog, and then the second one, which is the kind of scroll wheel, is the operation menu. So if you come into the second part of the operation menu, the second bit down, if we just scroll down, oh sorry, I've gone too far now, I'm in monitor and display. So that's the top bit, the Q menu is the top bit, and then in the second page of operation we've got joystick settings, and you can see there we've got defocus movement is our main one, so we can have that. I mean, we can scroll through these quickly and just have a look at what they do. So off is fairly self-explanatory. We switch it into off, it just does nothing. It doesn't move our focus. It serves no purpose anymore. It's just disabled. So, I mean, maybe if you knock this accidentally sometimes and you just want to disable it temporarily, then that could be a good option, but it's not something I've ever used. The next one, menu. So with this, the up, down, left, right do nothing. But if you click it down, it's a bit fiddly. If you click it down, it comes back to our menu. So it's doing the same thing as our menu button here. It's like a duplicate of that, which you could swap them around if you like them in different places, but effectively you're losing four things there. You're losing four buttons, left, right, up and down. And then our final one, which this is what I wanted to run through really. So we can extend our function set. So you can see there it says FN, and now if we come back into the camera, you can hold this down, and then you can see it's taken us to our shortcut menu, which if you've seen any of the other videos will be familiar to you. This is where we can assign shortcuts to buttons. So that was clicking down. So let's just add some now just so we can see them. So we've got level gauge, and then if we hold left, that's another one. So we could add, let's add the vector scope. So we'll add main vector scope, and also right and up and down. You get the idea. Basically the whole thing is now customizable. So we've essentially got an extra 5 shortcuts, which is great. It's just more shortcuts. So you can go left. I've set that right, I've set to histogram, so we can toggle that. Now this is interesting. Like when this comes back on, when the histogram was on, I can still use the joystick to place it, or I can use my finger. And then we're just scrolling through. It's not something I'm really used to, and that's why I find it slightly clunky, because I'm used to moving the tools with the joystick, and it's now when I'm moving it, it's bringing up all these things. So if we go, we can use the joystick to kind of place that as well, or we can use our thumb, and then it's done. You're not going to want it there, but you get the idea. So if we toggle that off, We've got a vector scope over there which we can toggle on and off. If we click down, we've got our level gauge. So you can see actually that is really useful, because we've got 5 tools there now just in one, one option set. So just in that one sort of physical joystick, we've got all of those options, which is really great. So in some situations that might actually be a really good option to have. I mean, this, if you shoot on there's one on the table, so if you shoot on just manual lenses like this one, the joystick actually then you can use the back button focus, but if you're using something like a follow focus, or you just manually do it with your hand, the joystick might not actually be that useful for you. So maybe you can just take advantage of those function buttons then. So it's certainly something worth bearing in mind, and it's there if you need it. So hopefully that's helped. If it has, give the video a like. If you want to see more GH6 tutorials, then please check out the GH6 tutorials playlist on this channel. And if you want to see more content, then please subscribe.